What is up, everyone? So today I want to give an update on a couple stocks that I talked about 6 months ago in a video. And that video was titled two stocks that have significant upside. And the first stock that I talked about in that video was Spirit Airlines, and the second one was Baozun. Ticker symbols are SAVE and BZUN. And at the time of that video, Spirit Airlines was trading around $30 to $35 a share. And right now it's about $45 a share, so that represents about a 36% gain. And Baozun was trading around $30 to $35 a share as well, and right now it's about $48 to $50 a share. So that represents about, depending on where you bought it at, about a 50% gain. So that's pretty good. So Spirit is a budget airline, and they offer discounted fares, compared to the likes of Delta, Southwest. Some of their competitors include Frontier and JetBlue. Obviously, with their business model, they offer discounted fares compared to those big three airlines in the United States. And it's basically, a no-frills, airline. You're gonna have to pay for your bags and stuff like that. They do charge a fee for things that, other airlines give up for free. That's why they are able to, offer a discounted airline rate. And so when I first talked about the stock, it was trading around $30 to $35 per share. And that was 6 months ago, and today it is trading about $45 per share. So that represents about a 34% gain, which is pretty good. And I bought this stock when it was $35 a share, so I'm up about 30%. And I am going to hold this stock for a while. I think it does have more upside. It has gone up quite a bit in the last 1 to 2 months. It went up to 45 about 3 months ago, and then kind of dipped down to about $38 a share, and now it's back up to 45. And I do think that the future for this company is still very bright. That's why I'm still holding the stock. They're still growing, they're adding routes. They just signed a new pilot agreement, which they've been working on for I think a year plus. So they have rates locked in with their pilots. And this is actually an airline that higher oil actually kind of helps this airline out. Higher oil prices hurt other airlines such as American Airlines, Southwest, Delta, because that obviously increases their costs and cuts their margins down. But with Spirit Airlines, now that oil has come back up a little bit, that just basically means that some of the other bigger airlines such as American and Delta, they're not able to compete now that oil has gone back up a little bit. I know Delta was trying to offer a basic economy seat and compete with JetBlue and Spirit. But now that oil has gone back up, that makes it a little bit harder for them, because basically their business model is not set up for these budget airfares like Spirit and JetBlue. So now that oil has gone back up, that cuts into their margins, and that's actually backfired for them. In their last earnings report, they announced that they're going to do away with that basic economy. So that's going to help out Spirit as well, just because they're not going to have. That's one less competitor basically to compete with. And I do think this could actually be a potential takeout target by another bigger airline that their business model is not set up for this. If they wanted to take over this company, I'm still a holder of this stock, and I would exit if it got back up to about $60 a share. I would probably exit around that. But until then, I'm gonna stay in the stock and hold it. And the next stock that I want to talk about is Baozun. Ticker symbol is BZUN. And when I first talked about this stock, it was trading around $30 to $35 a share, and right now it's trading around $48 to $50 a share. So depending on where you bought that at, that represents about a 50% gain. So that's pretty good. They just reported earnings a few weeks ago, and they crushed it. They spiked I think about 30%. The next day, and then another 10% the day after. So it has gone up a lot since the last earnings report. And if you don't currently own this stock and you want to buy it, it's really tough with these stocks that go up so much so fast. You don't want to buy it when it's at its peak, but also you want to get into this stock because you think that this has a bright future. So it's really tough. Any sort of pullback. Hopefully we get another market pullback. I don't know how likely that's going to happen, but if we do, that definitely represents a buying opportunity. But if you bought the stock around $30 to $35 a share, or even before that, I'm probably going to continue to hold this stock, just because just like with Spirit, I think the future is so bright with this stock. You know, it's in the e-commerce space in China, which is, you know, one of the hottest spots to be in right now. And if you're a little bit unfamiliar with exactly what Baozun does, you know, before you invest in anything, you want to try to understand it as much as you can. I do talk about it in a couple previous videos, and I'll link those down below. And I just talk about it in more detail, exactly what their business model is. But basically, in short, they're a Chinese e-commerce company, like I said, which is, you know, the hottest sector to be in right now. You know, e-commerce and China, you know, those are two of the fastest growing segments in the market today. And this is a stock that's in both, kind of like Alibaba. Alibaba actually owns part of Baozun, and they work with Baozun as well. So this is a very, very good company, and I think the future is very bright for this company. So yeah, that's it for this video, guys. I just kind of want to give an update on those two stocks that I talked about in that video 6 months ago, and kind of see how they performed from when I first talked about them. And like I said, you know, Spirit going up about 36% and Baozun going up about 50%. That's pretty good returns. You know, the market since then has returned about 11 to 12%. So those are outperforming the markets significantly. With those kind of returns, I would not be disappointed at all. And I do think that the best is yet to come still for both these companies. That's still why I hold these stocks and why I do not plan to sell them anytime soon. So that's it for this video, guys. I just kind of want to give an update on those two stocks, and I'll see you guys in the next one.